Welcome back to our channel, Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting coins in Australian history, the 1983 2-cent coin. At first glance it might look like just another small copper coin, but did you know that certain versions of this coin are worth serious money? That's right, a simple 2-cent coin from 1983 could be hiding real treasure in your collection. Stay tuned as we reveal the key details, rare errors and collector values you need to know. Let's get started. The 1983 Australian 2-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 as part of the decimal currency changeover, and it quickly became one of the most common coins in circulation for decades. Designed by Stuart Devlin, who was the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The reverse of the coin features the frilled neck lizard, an iconic Australian reptile that symbolizes the uniqueness of the country's wildlife. The obverse of the coin, of course, features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was sculpted by Arnold Machin in this 1983 issue. That makes the coin not only a piece of currency, but also a small work of art that represents Australian identity. The year 1983 itself. This was a year when millions of 2-cent coins were minted, making them fairly common in circulation. However, as with most coins, condition plays an extremely important role in determining whether a piece is just worth its face value, or whether it might be a little treasure worth far more. Coins that have been heavily circulated usually only hold their value at 2 cents, but uncirculated examples, especially those in mint condition or proof-like quality, can command a much higher price among collectors. That's why the mint state or grading scale plays such a critical role here. We are referring to the coin grading scale used internationally to describe the quality of a coin. On the Sheldon grading scale, which runs from 1 to 70, a coin graded as is considered very fine VF. That means the coin still retains most of its design details, though there may be moderate wear on the high points. In the case of a 1983 2-cent coin, a grade of VF30 means it's no longer uncirculated, but still collectible, especially if the lizard details are sharp and the Queen's portrait is clear. Collectors pay attention to these grading standards because they directly influence market value. So how much is a 1983 Australian 2-cent coin actually worth? For circulated examples in average condition, the value is typically very close to face value, just 2 cents. However, once you move into better conditions, the value begins to rise. Coins in VF30 or EF extremely fine condition may sell for $1 or $2, while coins in uncirculated mint state can fetch anywhere between $5 and $15, depending on demand. Proof issues or special mint sets are even more desirable, with some selling for higher amounts in the collector's market. Remember, rarity combined with condition is what drives up the price. It's also important to note that the Australian government officially withdrew the 1 cent and 2 cent coins from circulation in 1992. This makes every surviving 2-cent coin, including those from 1983, a historical piece of obsolete currency. While they are no longer used for transactions, collectors continue to seek them out as part of complete decimal coin sets. This adds another layer of interest to the 1983 issue because while it may not be the rarest date, it still has a solid place in the history of Australian coinage. Collectors often ask whether there are any rare errors associated with the 1983 2-cent coin. Error coins can be incredibly valuable, sometimes worth hundreds of dollars if they have striking mistakes, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or planchette errors. While the 1983 issue is not particularly famous for errors, it's always worth checking your coins carefully under a magnifying glass. A simple mistake at the mint could turn your small bronze coin into a collector's dream. That's why seasoned collectors recommend never dismissing even the most common years without a proper inspection. Another interesting aspect of the 1983 2-cent coin is its metal composition. The coin is made from bronze, which is 97% copper to 0.5% zinc and 0.5% tin. Over time, copper coins can develop a beautiful natural patina, which sometimes adds character and uniqueness to a piece. However, collectors generally prefer coins that retain their original shine, so storage and preservation are key. If you happen to have a 1983 2-cent coin in mint condition, be sure to keep it in a protective holder to prevent scratches, tarnish and further wear. For anyone building an Australian decimal coin collection, the 1983 2-cent coin is an essential piece. Even though it may not be the highest value coin out there, it fills an important slot in the series. The true value for collectors is not always just in dollars, but also in completing the story of Australian currency. And who knows, in the future, as more coins are lost, melted, or damaged, the 1983 issue may become harder to find in pristine condition, raising its value further. Collecting is often a long-term passion, and this coin is a reminder of that journey. Don't forget that subscribing to this channel ensures you'll never miss out on future videos about rare coins, hidden treasures, and collector tips. If you found this breakdown of the 1983 Australian to-cent coin helpful, hit that like button, drop a comment about whether you own one of these coins, and share this video with other collectors. Remember, even the smallest coin can hold a big story, and your next valuable discovery might just be sitting in your old change jar. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video about another fascinating piece of currency history.